tourists and thrill seekers hoping to uncover the mysteries surrounding the state's most infamous string of murders, an event known to the public as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The incident, which took place on August 18, 1973, began when Sally Hardesty, her invalid brother Franklin, and three of their closest friends were visiting an old family homestead on the outskirts of the remote and rural town of Newt. While exploring the local area and coming upon a neighboring farmhouse, the young travelers soon fell afoul of a bizarre cannibalistic clan of serial predators known as the Sawyer family. Miss Hardesty, who was the sole survivor of the Night of Terror, relayed to the authorities what she saw: human body parts butchered in the kitchen, freezers packed with dismembered corpses of her friends and family, furniture made from human skeletons, and a chainsaw-wielding madman wearing a crude mask constructed from human flesh. Texas lawmen executed a sting operation upon the Sawyer homestead and, to their horror, found Miss Hardesty's claims to be valid. Lampshades made from human skin, pickled eyeballs stored in mason jars, the remains of at least 12 human corpses scattered throughout the house, including the dismantled bodies of Sally's brother and friends. Although the evidence was overwhelming, justice would not be served, for the surviving members of the Sawyer clan had fled. They have not been seen or heard from since. In the years thereafter, the macabre events of that fateful summer's day have continued to ignite the world's imagination, and the southern stretches of rural Texas has borne witness to society's obsession with the strange story of the Sawyer family and the man they call Leatherface.
Bubba, come here, you cool shit. Bring me some water. The heat has this old man parched. Listen to me, boy. I'm about at my end. It's time for me to go and be with the rest of the family. And you're gonna be alone in this world now. The last remaining Sawyer. Make us proud, boy. Make us proud, old man. You're starting to get some rotten patches in that mask, Bubba. Starting to stink on me. So do me a favor. When I go, take this old man's face and add it to your own.
Are you rolling?
Yeah.
Thanks for the warning.
A little extra footage doesn't hurt.
Okay. So as you can see, I'm surrounded by what could only be considered the typical South Texas farming community. Miles and miles of beautiful vegetation, fields and fields of crops, and booming cattle ranches as far as the eye can see. But don't let the magnificent visuals fool you, for I am currently standing on the outskirts of Newt, the very town made infamous after the 1973 Sawyer family murders, a rampage known to the world as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just 2 miles down this stretch of road, the locations of that macabre event can be found, at least what is left of them.
And cut. All right, great, got it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, man, you did good.
We don't need to do a second take?
No, we're good.
Okay, well, come here real quick before we leave. I want to take a picture. Say Texas.
Texas.
It's overgrown and obviously fenced off, but this is where Sally and Franklin Hardisty's father's house used to sit. There used to be a small dirt driveway that led right up to the house, but that's all overgrown, and the Hardisty house was torn down decades ago. Since we can no longer drive back here, we're going to have to walk the rest of the way. We'll see you at the Franklin property. We are now standing in the old Franklin property, right where the Franklin house used to sit. As you can see, it's been so long that there's not even a shred of evidence that the house used to sit here at all. Right over here, in this general area, would have been the front porch, which means the van containing Sally, Franklin, and their friends would have ran out of gas and stopped somewhere right here. Little did they know the horrors that awaited them down that way. There used to be 2 old metal sheds that stood as reference points. But if you follow the trail that ran in between, you would eventually come across an enormous white farmhouse. A house that, unfortunately for Sally and her friends, was home to the Sawyer family. We're headed there next. This, ladies and gentlemen, is it. The Sawyer house. Or, well, the place where it used to be. Like everything else, even remotely associated with everything that happened back in '73, the house has long since been demolished, reduced to an empty landscape that bears no visual connections to its horrible history. It's strange to think that this is where the lives of Jerry Dansicker, Pam McMinn, and Kirk Vale were snuffed out so abruptly on that fateful summer's day. It must have been absolutely horrifying. I guess the only thing we can really do is hope that it was over quick, but we'll never truly know. The details on this are unclear, but I think it was somewhere in this patch of woods where Franklin Hardisty met his end at the hands of the man we know as Leatherface, aka Gunner Sawyer, the very same man who took the lives of the very first 3. Over here, this is where the west side of the house was located, which means Sally would have broken out of the window somewhere around here, making her way towards that dirt road, pursued on foot by both Nevins and Gunner Sawyer. Although it looks a little bit different now than it did all those years ago, I am currently standing on Enright Avenue, which is the very same road that Sally Hardisty made her escape, leaving the disgruntled Leatherface to dance angrily in the streets with his chainsaw. To my right used to be the dirt driveway that led to the south entrance of the Sawyer's farmhouse. And although it's heavily overgrown, this is where Sally was chased by Gunner and Nevin Sawyer, eventually culminating in what happened here on Enright Avenue, which was, of course, an unnamed road at the time. I don't know why, but this is the creepiest location we've been to so far. We are now standing in the old Red Dog Trailer Park, which in the 60s and early 70s was a thriving mobile home community nestled on the northern border of Newt, but was eventually closed in '77 when the owners went bankrupt. You were probably wondering why we were at this location, right? What does this have to do with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is said by locals to be the refuge point for several of the Sawyer family members after they fled their homestead in southern Newt. It was 9 months after the Sawyer family had moved in that some of the Red Dog locals finally informed police of their presence, not confirming their suspicions until a local boy skateboarding close to the woods ran home to his parents one afternoon, saying that he was chased by a man with a hammer, who was wearing what looked like the face of someone else. When the police arrived, the supposed Sawyers had fled entirely. A few years later, the trailer park would be abandoned. And now all that remains of this former thriving community's legacy are whispers that the Sawyers once called this place home. So, if you will, come with us as we move on to our final destination, the trailer that supposedly housed the last known whereabouts of the Sawyer clan.
Want to go inside?
No. There's probably roaches and mice and God only knows what else is in there.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna get tetanus just looking at this place.
Okay, let's do this and get out of here.
Right.
Are you rolling?
Yeah, I'm rolling.
So as you can see, sitting right behind me, is the trailer that supposedly acted as the last location of the Sawyer family. It is unknown where they went or if they were ever even here in the first place. But it does add one last little tidbit of mystery to the entire case. It is unknown to this day whatever happened to the Sawyers, because besides these claims that the Sawyers actually lived here, there is no hard evidence and nobody has seen a single member of the family since.
And cut. Nice. That's a wrap.
Okay, we can finally get the hell out of this creepy-ass town. Don't tell me you want to go in that place now.
You know, I kind of want to. I feel like it would give us some good B-roll footage.
What about this so-called tetanus you're worried about?
Come on, give me a break. It'll only take 5 minutes.
If we end up in the hospital, I'm beating the shit out of you, Ryan.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Michelle. Come on.
Jesus Christ. This place gives me the creeps.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of bums living here.
Tell me about it.
Did you hear that? What's that?
Is someone playing a joke?
I don't know what the hell this is.
Look, he's coming back inside. What do we do? Ryan, what do we do?
Hi. Do you think he needs us?
It's probably my perfume. Do you think he's gone?
I think so. I don't see him. Let's go.
Good. Let's bail. Go.
Here. Yeah.
Did it again, didn't you, boy? You cool shit. Look at you. Just a stupid old man. Just some thick-headed cool shit that let another one get away. Well, Baba, this is what you're going to do, you hear me? You're gonna show them what the Sawyers are made of. Your bones may be tired and you may be ready to just lay down and die, but you aren't leaving this world yet. It's time, Bubba. It's time for you to solidify your legacy. When they come for you, and they will, you make such a bloodbath that Texas will never forget your name. You make them remember the Sawyers.